the chat is hot right now. Man, already a bunch of comments. Look at this. And the rumors are flying. This is fun. This is really fun. This has been one of the most entertaining Julys in my memory as a college football fan. I'm good, orange and green. What's going on with you? Let's see. The thing that concerns me is who our starting four on the D-line will be. I'll circle back to that in a second. Hope you're feeling better. Yes, feeling much better. Little baby cold at the beginning of the week. I shook that off. No problem. No sweat. Feeling much better today. Miami lands Bryant, Aguero, and Bonsu, but Allen and Kirkland look like they are gone. I'll get into that now. But yeah, man, the chat is popping. All right. So I will get into the recruiting stuff. I will give you my predictions on who I think will be choosing that Miami hat on Saturday or tomorrow, because I believe Olas is announcing tomorrow. Most of the other guys announce Saturday kind of throughout the day. So it should be an entertaining weekend. I definitely think Miami's getting at least a couple of these guys. And even if we come away with just two of them, I mean, these are elite talents that are announcing. So I'll be pretty happy because you're pairing that with already who we've gotten so far. It's been a nice offseason, very fruitful for this coaching staff. Michael Becker, before I forget, because if I leave it for the end, I will forget. Let's address this one real quick. The thing that concerns me is who is our starting four in the D-line going to be? I saw this right before, a few minutes before I hit go live, and I was thinking about it. This is a good question. Starting D-line, I have Mitchell Aguero. I have Leonard Taylor, Darrell Jackson, and then that second defensive end spot, it could be maybe Mesidor, maybe Jafari Harvey, probably Jafari, I would say. So that's probably going to be our starting four. And then when you go to more of a NASCAR package, you could see Mesidor thrown in there. You could see a Moultrie. You could see maybe even like a Cyrus Moss come out on the edge. You're going to be seeing a lot of different looks. But the main starting four I have are those guys. Jackson, LT, you got Agude, who else did I say, and Harvey. I believe those are going to be our starting four, and I'm pretty good with that. Let's see what else we got. Kirkland too much back and forth. Maligoa said Kirkland is going where he's going. Did he not? You're saying Maligoa hinted where he's going or said where he's going? I don't know. I swear David Lake posts. I swear I said David Lake. I saw David Lake post that on the message boards. I'm not on those message boards too much, believe it or not. So yeah, a lot of rumors are flying around right now. Don't believe too much of them, like too many of them, because these guys are about to announce, and keep in mind, they want eyeballs on that screen. They want a lot of viewers tuning in to see what school they pick. And if it's already a foregone conclusion, well, you're not going to have that many people watching. You want to create some suspense. You want to create some drama. And that's why, for example, you see maybe like Malik Bryant dropping something on Twitter with it was like a video or a GIF of the Florida coach, Billy Napier. Just that as an example. I would not read too much into things like that because that's very, we've seen him trending hard towards Miami, and then last minute you kind of see that. You see Olas Allen is trending pretty hard towards Miami, and then you see Alabama kind of sneak in there. But then again, to be fair, it's Bama. He's an offensive lineman. They're going to be in the mix for everybody. So Lex, what's going on, sir? Yes, shout out to the degenerate mafia here on the chat. I know it's a good chunk of these guys. Please hit that like button and hit the subscribe button. Let's see. Jackson must be making Darrell Jackson. I just think because of his size alone, and I think he made some noise as a freshman at Maryland. So that plus his 6'6", 330-pound whatever frame, I think it's going to be tough to keep that dude off the field right now. I don't see any other defensive tackle with the talent of like a Leonard Taylor, let's say, that's just going to definitely leapfrog him. So that's just me. All right, so let's get into the recruits. First off, I know I've been hearing some things about Malik Bryant maybe pushing his commitment date back. I haven't confirmed if that's true. A few people have told me that he's either pushed it back or thinking of pushing it back. I don't know yet. I was hearing he was going to announce Saturday. That was the official word. Whenever he does announce, I have Malik Bryant choosing Miami. And here's why. I don't think with guys like Coach Steele and Coach Strong and, who we have on the staff going after him and, talking to him. And I just find it hard to believe that this staff is not going to close on that guy. It's a position of need. We just closed a big-time target at that position just the other day. And big-time players want to play with other big-time players. Popo Aguirre is going to play likely in the middle, I think. He's more of a Mike linebacker. He plays all over, but I think he's going to be well-suited for the Mike linebacker position, whereas I think Malik Bryant is going to be coming off the edge a little more that strong side linebacker or even I think he could play either outside position. He's going to come off the edge. He's going to blitz a lot. He's a good run stopper, great athlete. He's already 230 pounds or probably more than 230 pounds. He's a guy that normally escapes to those big SEC schools or to Ohio State. I think this is going to be one of those big crystal ball wins in recruiting where we land a dude, not only that we don't normally get, but a guy that's going to fit this room perfectly. And he's going to increase the talent. He's going to raise the talent level. He's going to increase that, the average size of our linebackers, because, in recent years, our linebackers average 6 foot, 208 pounds, or 210 pounds on a good day. Whereas this dude is 6'1", 6'2", 230. That's already an NFL kind of physique. We need that guy. And I think this staff keeps the momentum rolling, and I think they close on him. I think they land Malik Bryant. Yes, sir. Position of need for sure. So on to the next one. Peyton Kirkland. Wanted to cover him really quick. Peyton Kirkland, super talented dude. Great size. I think he's 6'5", in the 6'5", 320 range. I've heard he really wants to play tackle, and I heard this staff would love to have him at guard. There are a lot of great tackles in this class that we're trying to get. Maui Goa can play both. Akunlola, I think, is mainly a tackle. Olas, I think, can play both. I don't know where this staff wants. I think the staff wants him at guard as well, but maybe he wants to play tackle. That being said, I think Peyton Kirkland wanting to play tackle could be the deciding factor here. And also, there's just so many guys out there that Miami likes. I don't know how high on Miami's board Peyton Kirkland is. I would not be mad if he chooses Miami one bit, because, again, he's a very talented dude, and I think Coach Mirabal, Coach Cristobal, can do wonders with that. But, that being said, I don't think he ends up choosing Miami. I think it's a very, very slim chance he ends up, the situation just changes and just ends up being a Cane. Excuse me, folks. Flo likes to hydrate to have you, so you guys hit the like button. I'm going to plug my computer in so it doesn't die. So please hit that like button while I do this. And there we go. The stream stays alive. All right. Yes, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. 85 already in the chat. Thank you, guys. Let's see. Charlie Strong, going to make sure No. It's, like I said, Strong, Steele, and, all the other guys on that recruiting team that we have. I find it hard to believe that they don't, somebody sneaks in at the last minute and we don't close it. I find that really hard to believe. I just don't think other schools out there that are rumored to make a late run, I don't think they have the recruiting chops to deal with what Miami's going to bring on the trail. I really don't. I would be very surprised if Malik Bryant does not choose Miami. Let's just put it that way. So I think he's going Miami. I think Peyton Kirkland is going elsewhere. Next dude, Olas Allen. I already made reference to him. The team kind of sneaking in is Alabama, which I'm not shocked. They send guys to the NFL constantly, especially offensive linemen. That being said, he's been trending hard to Miami up until recently. Up until recently, it's kind of been like a neck and neck Miami-Alabama battle. I did notice something, and somebody in our chat mentioned it. This could be one of those situations that maybe all the love he gets from Miami supporters on Twitter could maybe that could be the thing that kind of sways him our way. So keep that going, because the players see it. Trust me, the players see it. The coaches see it. They appreciate it. I think he posted something recently. He posted his announcement date or what time he was going to announce, and someone in our chat showed it or screenshotted it, and it was like all Miami comments, very few Alabama comments. So that you never know. You never know. Something like that could sway a kid. So that being said, I have this as like a 50-50, if anything, maybe 60-40 in favor of Bama. But man, it's right there neck and neck. I would not be surprised either way. I think that one's pretty even. So next up, yes, Jeff, Jaden Bonsu. If there's of the 5 or so guys that are going to announce this weekend or over the next week, if there's anyone who's a must get, it's 2 guys for me. It's Malik Bryant, and the second guy is this dude, Jaden Bonsu. We gotta keep this train moving as far as safety goes. We've had great luck over the last couple of recruiting cycles at the safety position. So, getting Avante Williams to flip last minute from Florida to Miami, that was massive. I mean, that started something. That was kind of paradigm shifting. Even though Mario wasn't here yet or anything, Miami hadn't made noise like that in recruiting in a very long time. And I think that started something in as far as the safety position goes. Because in the following year, you have James Williams and Cam Kinchins. So 3 of the top South Florida safety, I believe Avante's South Florida, if I'm not mistaken, but 3 of the top South Florida safeties over the span of 2 years. Cam Kinchins from Dade, I believe, and then, of course, James from American Heritage in Broward. So they've had a pretty good run of it at the safety position. Let's keep it going and make this safety university again. Jaden Bonsu, I think as a player, he's one of the tapes I love the most. He has a couple of things he's got to polish. I watched Coach Hayes. Shout out to him. I watched his review on him yesterday. And he's great at picking apart, noticing little things that he's got that the players have to tweak. And it's all very legit. He is a coach. And it was all valid, but he pointed out a lot of great stuff about him. This dude is a raw playmaker. Absolute raw playmaker. 6'1", 6'2", 210 pounds already. Great size. He's all over the field, plays outside linebacker. I've hinted at him maybe being a linebacker one day because of his size, but can also be a great safety. Plays that strong safety position, blitzes a lot, just breaks dudes in half when he hits them. Reminds me a lot of like a Rashad Jones or a Brandon Jones, if I can compare them to anybody in the NFL. Those are the kind of guys he reminds me of. Or maybe like a smaller, like a Shaq Thompson, somebody like that. I think he can be that mold of safety. Fernando, thank you so much for the donation. 305, love it. Good point, John. We need to blow up his social media. Absolutely. Please, all these guys, especially Olas, because I feel like that's where it's most needed, because it could sway him Miami's way. But thank you, Fernando, for the dono. The Bama's was too busy. Let's see. Even though these guys commit now. The battle ain't over until they sign Mario. Mario knows what he's doing. I agree. I trust in their evaluation process for sure. Hey, John, ACC's noticing the U. I'm noticing them notice the U. I think Avante was Central Florida-ish. Yeah, I know he was Florida. Now that I think of it, I don't think he was South Florida. I think you're right. Yeah, less ACC favorites to win the Coastal. I mean, yeah, they better. And we better win it. I want Bryant, Bonsu, and Aguero. If I'll touch on Aguero now. Bryant pushes his commitment back. That's a bad thing. I don't know if it's a bad thing so much because I've kind of been hearing that possibility for a while. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, but we'll see. I know our boy Flo, he's going to be doing a live tomorrow. I believe he says he's going to be doing one tomorrow that, he might have some nuggets for us. We'll see. As for Jonel Aguero, up until like last week, I've been hearing he's been trending towards Miami, of course, with Georgia being the other school. So I think a lot like Olas, it's going to be neck and neck between us and Georgia. Maybe 60-40, 70-30 in favor of Georgia, but with us with a solid shot still. Maybe we'll hear something tomorrow that's different. Maybe he's all Miami tomorrow. Who knows? This is literally changing by the hour. I had to change some of my notes because I was catching up on Twitter and stuff, just preparing for just sitting here preparing for the show. It's crazy. ACC's been put on notice. Yes, sir. Please hit that like button. Let's see what else. So Aguero, that's a guy I would love to get. I mean, you get Bonsu and Aguero. This is safety U again, for sure. That takes us back to the days where it was, Al Blades and then Ed Reed and then Sean Taylor and then, Kenny Phillips and Brandon Merriweather. It was like a 5-6 year run of just all conference, all American safeties who were in the first round and went on to NFL starting. So would love both those guys. You need at least one of them. I think it's going to be Jaden Bonsu if it's going to be one, but I think we have a decent shot at both. I'm going to be honest with you. Until I hear something different, yes, Georgia's a threat. Maybe he goes to Georgia. That wouldn't surprise me at all. But I think we're still in it for him for sure. We got a few days left. And then who else? Let me go to my notes here because I think there was someone I'm forgetting. Olas, Joel, Bonsu. Okay. Samson Okumbola. I don't think he's officially announced an announcement date, but he's basically saying, he can announce now if he wants to. He's just kind of trying to find the right day. I have a feeling he's already made his decision. And let's just say I'm feeling pretty good about it. But, nothing's for sure in this business. I've heard great things about him for a while. I've heard him trending Miami's way hard for a while. But things can change. Things can change last minute. I don't want to say anything for sure. Let's just say I really like where we're at with Samson Okumbola. I said a few weeks back, I remember I was doing a show with David Franklin. This was 4 weeks ago maybe? We were doing that show with him. He was like, and I agreed with him. He was like, man, if you land those two dudes, if you land Maui Goa and Samson, oh my God, things change in a massive way for our offensive line. I think things changed already when we got Maui Goa. That guy's a future All-Pro, in my opinion, if he's developed right, which now you got big guys to do that. But if you got Maui Goa and Samson, this is already the best O-line haul we've ever had. You're going back to the days of Gonzalez at right tackle and Brian McKinney at left tackle. You're going back to that level of dominance. John, I totally agree. It's going to sound hard for a great all-star coaching staff. Let me read that again. I totally agree. It's hard. It's going to be hard for our great coaching staff losing momentum on these recruits' total confidence. I think that's what you were trying to say. I think the point you're trying to make is that they got a ton of momentum right now, and it's going to be hard for them to stop that. I agree. I totally agree. That on Rob's the man. Hi, team to the U. Yes, sir. Let's talking about a guy that's probably not announcing for a while. That's the number one dude, I think, on my board. Aside from like Cormani McLean, which would just be like something from the heavens. That would just be a dream if we land him. In my opinion, the number one player in the nation. I know people were freaking out when On3 had him as like the 19th player in the nation. I don't know why they dropped them that far, but hey, I mean, they did their evaluations. But as far as guys that I think we have a realistic shot at, my top two guys on our board that I think we're in it for are Hakeem Williams and Samson. Hakeem, you gotta get Hakeem Williams here. You have not had a big like 6'3", 6'4" dude with long arms that can go up against any DB and haul in whatever, any catch from any part of the field, and has the speed to go with it. Cafecito and chill. I like that. Didn't have time to make myself cafecito. I've been a little crazy running around. I found out today that they accepted my offer on a new apartment. So that's cool. A rental. Not buying just yet, but just found out today I'm getting a new place. So I'm happy about that. So I started packing, and it's been a little crazy today. So no cafecito, but cafecito is coming on a future show. I might do a live stream Saturday, depending on how Saturday and tomorrow goes. I'll probably do a live stream Saturday at some point just to see, your guys' reaction and give you guys my reaction and my thoughts, depending on what happens. I do miss Likens. I like who we have at the position, but Likens, I liked him too. I do miss the guy. I'll be honest. He's one of the few guys from that last coaching staff I do miss. Him and another guy was, oh my God, why am I blanking on his name? T-Rob. It's a shame we couldn't. Thank you guys. T-Rob was a guy that it's a shame he couldn't do his thing as the DB's coach when he was here. He was kind of handcuffed in that regard. He wasn't able to allow the players to play, his style, that bump and run style, which is a shame. John, I've heard pretty much nothing recruiting-wise for special teams, kicker, punter. Heard anything? I haven't heard anything on kicker and punter. I know we're going to need a new punter soon because I believe this is the Australians last year. I don't know why I'm forgetting his name now. I'm blanking on names all of a sudden. You know who I mean. Our punter who will be going into his 19, 20, 21, his fourth year as our punter. Wow. Time flies. Yeah, he'll be going into his fourth year as our punter. I'm pretty sure he turns 30 before he leaves. And he has a chance to punt in the NFL. He's really, really good. But I think we're going to have to find a replacement there, which Headley, thank you, Lou Headley. Big Lou. Yeah, Lou Headley, I'm pretty sure is gone after this year. And as for kicker, we're set at kicker for the next couple of years because you have Borregales here for the next couple of years. Last year was his true freshman season, so he still has plenty of time. And I think he has a Camden Price as his backup who's decent. Inside of 40 yards, he's pretty solid. So, they'll probably go after a punter or maybe have a walk-on ready to go. Who knows? I don't think I'm not too worried there. As far as kick returners, Fernando already beat me to it. That's your future kick returner right there. You got Ray. You got Burchard here for another couple of years. This would be his second year. Then his third. I think Burchard Smith is gone after his third year. I think he's that good. That kid's electric. But you got him. You got Ray. You got who else? You got Malik Curtis, who could possibly be an electric kick kick returner. And yeah, fresh. Good point. We need our linebackers to block on special teams. He always has a comment about the linebackers, but it's not just special teams is a team effort. Okay. It's not just the returners. Yes, you need great returners, and I think we've got a few lined up already. So I'm not concerned there at all. And you don't recruit a guy just to return kicks. Typically, usually it's a DB who's really fast and shifty with the ball in his hands. Usually it's a receiver, a running back who returned kicks already. So he's on the team somewhere, I guarantee you. Mario Cristo Go, thank you for the dono. $5. Appreciate it. Sorry, I am having trouble reading today. We had all the momentum for 4 of these dudes to have to go to other schools in the last few days sucks. I'm getting spoiled with the staff. LOL. That's why I don't think too many of them escape and go somewhere else last minute. It might happen with like 1 or 2 guys. Peyton Kirkland is a guy that wasn't trending our way anyways, but the guys that were trending hard for us, I think for the most part will stick. We may lose 1 or 2, but I think we come away with it's going to be a good weekend. That's what I think. But thank you, Mario, for the dono. Appreciate it. Mitchell, is Hester's kid old enough yet? I think Hester's kid is like 8 or 9 years old. But man, I've seen clips of that kid running with a ball in his hand. Man, he's got the gene for sure. Who do you think besides Xavier Restrepo, especially him in the slot? Who do you think who do you think will be our slot at wide receiver? I think is what he's trying to say. I think Chris is texting and driving. I think at slot it's going to be X starting, and no, I think it's going to be him and Brashard splitting time. Who's going to be? By the way, we need another Hester. Hester is an all-timer. That's the greatest of all time. That's the GOAT right there. It's going to be hard to replace him, but could you find another Roscoe Parrish? Could you find another Travis Benjamin? Could you find another guy like that? Yeah, absolutely. They're out there, and we will. Anyone who's coaching special teams? They brought that dude from the Dolphins that at one time coached special teams on the Dolphins. I think Dennis Smith has a hand in that as well. I always forget. Camden Price transferred. That's right. Thank you, King, for pointing that out. He did transfer. Yeah, I know we were looking at that kid from USC that might come over. Anyway, TVD stated on the ACC Network he's very impressed with all the new positions that the U has added to the offense. What do you think they have added? What will we see? So the new options. Oh, do you mean options or like new weapons that we've added, like players, or new like schemes and stuff that we've added? Because we've added both. Let's see. We added Colby Young. We added Frank Latson. We beefed up the offense a little bit. We brought in Jaleel Skinner, who I think he's going to be making some noise as a true freshman right away. He's going to be a red zone threat for sure. Frank Latson, with his size, will be a red zone threat. And I think Romello Brinson, if he gets himself fully healthy, will be a guy on those fade routes, corner of the end zone. He's going to be a nightmare. He's going to be a nightmare to cover. And of course, if my prediction comes true, that our run blocking will be maybe not tops in the league or anything, tops in the nation, but far and away better than it was last year, then our running backs are going to eat, and they're going to eat for days. All right, I am not sweating the running game or the running backs one bit. They are all going to get their fair share of yards and touchdowns. Washington was a returner. Washington. You mean Keyshawn Washington? So Lou's turning 30. Wow, I wonder. Mario interested in 45-year-old running. I'm pretty sure Lou Headley was like 26 or 27 when he got here, something like that. Let's see. Oh, Robbie Washington. Yeah, he's a guy that can return kicks for sure. For sure. Santana, one of my favorite returners. Heard Willis Kidd is a beast too. Yep. Yes, Marwan Malouf is the official special teams coach. Thank you, Pedro. Appreciate it. As far as return, you have Malik Curtis, who's Travis Benjamin 2.0, but playing corner. What's wrong with him playing corner? He could do both. He could play corner and be a returner. Devin Hester played corner for a season, and if not for certain coaches on the staff at the time, would have been in 2005, in my opinion, at least an all ACC corner. He would have been starting that year because in 2004, he came off the bench and played some slot corner. He had 4 interceptions. I think he was tied for the team lead. So Deion Sanders did it. Charles Woodson did it. You can play corner and be a returner. And it's not like he's going to be starting at corner either. DVD said FSU lost to a monster. I agree 1,000%. I saw that, and I agree. You never want to be okay with a loss. I'm still pissed we lost to them. I'm going to be honest with you. Yes, on one hand, that loss may have been the greatest thing that's ever happened to this program, or at least the best thing that's happened to this program in like 22 years or something like that. But man, I'm still pissed we lost to them, and I know these players are still pissed we lost to them. And that game is at home, and Mario's here, and I cannot wait. If Mario has a chance to run up the score a little bit on those dudes, he's going to do it. He's absolutely going to do it. He's not going to hold back. He's going to leave the starters in there a little longer, probably, than he should. Baby Shaq, Brinson is that dude. I totally agree. Let's see if it comes out. I'm actually sorry, John. I mean, two wide receiver go-to guys since we lost Rambo and Harley. Okay, I see what you're saying. Who are going to be like our 2 veterans or 2 dependable guys? That's the thing. We don't know who it's going to be, but the exciting thing is, I feel like for the first time in a while, you have guys that, if you follow the natural progression, they played a little bit as freshmen. They got that valuable playing time. I really feel like some of them are going to make that next step. If they stay on schedule, guys like Jacoby George, for example, really came on late. If he keeps building on that, I think he could be that guy. Brinson, for sure, we know can be that guy. If any of you in the chat saw him play in high school, you've seen, obviously there's the, if you can't find the footage, I'll tell you. He went one-on-one with Jason Marshall, who's now in Florida, and had him on roller skates all night. And I just feel like we have a nice crop of talent at receiver, some athletes, some playmakers, that if they just get the drops out of their system, which is a totally mental thing, okay? It's a little bit technique, looking the ball in, all that stuff, but it's mostly mental. If they can get rid of the drops, we're going to make some plays. I mean, that year that Pope and Wiggins had all those drops, if they catch half those balls, I mean, we win the bowl game, that's for sure. But we would have made a lot more plays, and we wouldn't have been talking about receiver as a position of need if they just caught the ball. What I'm saying, Curtis isn't a corner; he's a natural wide receiver. Okay, that's a little different. Yeah, I mean, he's electric with the ball in his hands, that's for sure. I just think they're so deep at receiver. That's the problem. But he's certainly talented. Our O-line going to be the Biscayne Bullies? I like that. The mirror ball effect. All right, John, this is an honest opinion of mine. I think the way we are recruiting now in terms of both the defensive and offensive lines, I think the playing style fits more towards the Big Ten than the SEC. Yeah, this team certainly has a bit of a Big Ten feel to it in the trenches as far as the size goes. Although if you want to win in big-time college football, you want to win at that level, you want to win national titles, the SEC is doing it too. They're recruiting size at that position. You need a couple of Darrell Jacksons on your line where you got a guy that's 6'6", 330 pounds and just a freak of nature. You need a couple of those guys that just is the first dude off the bus that, to try to intimidate the other team. You need those guys. You need size, you need speed, you need all of it across the board. But yeah, definitely that smash mouth, run it down your throat style, but with a mix of using that star quarterback to hit you over the top as well. I thought, some people don't agree, but I thought Mario balanced that pretty well, considering he had a future first rounder in Justin Herbert, a quarterback. Yeah, the guy's he's a hell of a quarterback, obviously, but you're not going to have him throw it 500 times a game if you also have a great running game. You want to balance it as much as possible, and I think with Coach Gaddis, they're going to do that. Run up the score worse than 2020. That's my goal for this team, is to beat whatever they did in 2020, whatever secret stuff from Space Jam they drank before that game to put up a 50 burger on FSU and hold them to 10 points. They need to find another truckload of that, and I think they're gonna they could beat them worse than they did that day. They absolutely could. That being said, FSU did do very well in the portal this year. So they're not going to come in and just lay down. Some of the guys from that 2020 team are still on the team. So they didn't forget. It's going to be a dogfight early on. I think we're going to pull away in the second half of that game just because I think our team is better and they're going to be coached the right way. Hey, John, did you already give the prediction for Finland tomorrow at 9 a.m.? Yeah, I have them right now slightly towards Alabama, but I think we're still in it. Neither pick would surprise me, really. Yeah, I have him. I have him and also Aguero leaning away from Miami, but not as much as people think. I think it's neck and neck for both those guys. Some people are kind of like already giving up, Olas is Bama, or Aguero's already Georgia, no chance. Keep in mind, remember who we have on our staff. We have Jamel Adai on our staff. He was the number 2 recruiter in the country last year, and he's been in touch with Jonel Aguero for the past few years. All right, there's no way he hasn't. So that's the X factor there. And then Olas, we'll see. That's kind of a coin flip at this point. What's the percentage chance of blowing A&M out? Blowing them out, man, 5% maybe, 8%. I don't think it's very high. What's your definition of a blowout, though? Is a blowout more than 20 points? I don't see that happening. Could we beat them by like 10? Could we beat them by 14? Maybe. I think the point differential is going to be within 10 points. I think that game's going to go down to the wire. I think it's going to absolutely going to go down the wire. They're probably going to give me a dozen heart attacks during that game. It's going to be one of those. But I think of the 2 big games on our schedule, them and Clemson, I think the one we most likely win is Texas A&M. Too early to give a prediction on who wins just yet. I'm thinking it's going to be like 42-24. I hope you're right. I don't think so. I think more like 38-33, 35-31, something like that. I think we get them. You're talking about Olas? Hope you're right, sir. All right, guys, 123 in the chat. Thank you so much. I very much appreciate it. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Help me get to that 2,000 mark. It's my goal to get there by September 3rd, which is the opening game. And that day I'll start doing my pregame shows again. And it's going to be fun. And I got a great guest lined up for Tuesday and another great guest, but that one's lined up for the following week. So, still working on lining up more, working my hardest right now to try to give you guys great content as far as guests and things like that leading into the season. Your predictions on those 2 players are based on a combination of things. It's a combination on the people I speak to, number one, who are legit sources, people in the know. But even they aren't 100% sure all the time. So there's people in the know that I talk to. They're, what I'm seeing on social media, just trends, when they visit, when they're doing their commitments, and a little bit of a gut feeling as well. It's a combination of a lot of things. I've been following recruiting since 2007, so I've kind of, I don't know, you kind of get the hang of certain things, and you start to get pretty decent at predicting who might go where or who might flip and stuff. I'm not saying I'm amazing at it. I'm not an expert. I just talk to people smarter than me on the subject, but I'm saying I do know a little bit as well. When you're getting Mario on the show, it's happening. It'll happen. I'm speaking it into the universe. It will happen one day, sooner rather than later. How do you think A&M's wide receiver? How long do you think A&M wide receiver will be suspended? I'm thinking only for the first 2 games. If history is any indicator, yeah, he'll be magically ready for the Miami game. 100%. If we happen to blow up Bethune, do we play starters to get more reps, or do you put young players in? No, you put young players in for sure. You play the starters. You play the starters like 1 or 2 possessions into the third quarter. That's what they used to do a lot with Dorsey. I remember it'd be a blowout going into the half against some of those, lesser teams, against good teams too. It'd be a blowout going into the half, but they would always have him. Coker would always have him come out for a couple series in the second half as well, because you want to see how they react after that long break of the half. You want to see how they come out when the defense makes adjustments on you. How do you react? So you always want, see him come out in the second half and see how they react. But yeah, by like halfway through the third quarter, you should see second stringers in there. Halfway through the fourth quarter, or maybe the entire fourth quarter, you get nothing but freshmen in there. Get Jaleel Skidder in there, get Wes in there, get Wes an entire quarter. See how he reacts, see how, get him comfortable, because you may need him. You may need Wes in some of these bigger games. AO, what's going on, sir? DJ, what's your take on Malik Bryant? Yeah, I covered him. He was the first guy I covered. Freak. Great. I think he'll be a great outside linebacker here at Miami. I have him as a very heavy Miami lean. I think he ends up here. And him, Aguirre, West last year, and Chase Smith, right, just those 4 right there, I think all of a sudden this linebacker room looks really, really good. And then we're going to tack on top of that next year when TJ Capers is a Miami Hurricane. I'm calling it right now. All right. That's it for me, guys. 117 still in the chat. Thank you again. Can't appreciate your support enough. Please go hit that like button. Go check out Flo tomorrow. I'm sure you guys already all follow him. He'll be doing something tomorrow as he usually does on Fridays. He'll be dropping some nuggets. And yeah, as always,